All I want to say is that anybody, well, from the Democratic side of the fence who thinks that, who's terrified of the possibility of President Trump, better vote, better get active, better get involved, because this man has got some momentum, and we better be ready for the fact that he might be leading the Republican ticket.
Next, I know you don't believe that, but I want to go on to Matthew Dowd.
Sorry to laugh.
Next week,
you know, George, we had Jesse Ventura in Minnesota win the governorship. Nobody thought he was going to win. I'm telling you, stranger things have happened.
Prophetic Congressman Keith Ellison there, co-chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. He joins us right now. Congressman, thank you for joining us this morning. It turned out that Democrats did not come out in the numbers they came out for Barack Obama. 5 million fewer voters than went for Barack Obama back in 2012. So what went wrong?
You know, that's a good question, George. I think that Donald Trump picked on people's fears, their anxieties, and he gave them somebody to blame. And some folks just really turned out for him for that. At the same time, our message of strengthening the middle class, working people, we just didn't penetrate well enough, and we didn't have the kind of turnout that we really needed or expected. Worked hard on it, but it didn't come through, and in places like Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, really should have, because people are struggling, and the Democratic message and the Democratic platform would help them. But somehow it didn't come up the way it should have. But it will.
Is Hillary Clinton
we're all ready to fight? We're already.
Is Hillary Clinton right that James Comey cost her the election?
I think that it did not help. It certainly changed the conversation. The conversation should have been about middle-class people. The conversation should have been about how to, raise the minimum wage, strengthen Social Security. But then we start talking about this whole email stuff again. And now the outcome is that, Donald Trump has somebody who he's looking at to put on his cabinet who's a lobbyist to privatize Social Security. That's the outcome of this election, and much more.
I know you were considering jumping into this race for DNC chair of the Democratic National Committee. You already have a lot of support, but you look at this very closely divided election. Even though Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, you now have Republicans in charge of the White House, the Congress, a majority of governors, more governors than they've had in 100 years, more state houses than they have ever had before. A lot of Democrats complain that that party has been basically hollowed out under President Obama. How do you fix it?
I think you've got to have a vision to strengthen the grassroots, at the party unit, at the county level, at the precinct level, and then to help motivate and facilitate the local grassroots to get out there and turn out the vote and boost turnout, and then to help govern and in places where we do hold city councils and state legislatures, and then also to help be part of that loyal opposition. We need to invest at the local party unit and focus our energy on turnout. That's how we come back, and we can come back. It's simply a matter of energy and resources.
You've said that the party has had a little bit too much focus on fundraising, not enough on the grassroots.
Well, I do believe that we should have to make the voters first, not the donors first. I love the donors and we thank them, but it has to be that the guys in the barbershop, the lady at the diner, the folks who are worried about whether that plant is going to close, they've got to be our focus. They've got to be a laser beam focus on everything we do, and everything we do should animate and empower them at the grassroots level for working people across this country. That's how we come back.
There's a lot of energy in the streets as well. You heard Rudy Giuliani say he thinks that a lot of those protesters are professional protesters right there. What is your message to them? How do you channel that energy, and can it and must it remain peaceful?
Well, absolutely, it has to remain peaceful. But look, the First Amendment says that we can protest and call on our government to redress grievances. These folks are telling Donald Trump that if he tries to move out on his plan to have a deportation squad to harm Americans, and if he tries to do that, we're going to be there to stand and say no. We oppose his misogyny. We oppose his picking on people of different ethnic and religious groups, and we want to make it clear that if he tries to deliver on his word, that we will be there to say no. So that's why people are on the street.
How about the areas where he could work with Democrats? He mentioned a big infrastructure investment. You all have been very supportive of that. He says that even though he wants to repeal and replace Obamacare, he might want to preserve some parts.
Well, that would be a welcome development. We'll see if he wants to deliver on that. The truth is that if he does, we want to see infrastructure development too. We think all over this country we need to rebuild everything from transit, fiber optic, broadband in our rural areas and urban areas. Those things that's a worthy program. We'll see if he really means it, though. He will get a chance to deliver on that promise, and if he doesn't, we'll make sure the people know about it.
Finally, are you formally going to enter this race for DNC chair? And if you do, and if you become chair of the party, will you step down from Congress? A lot of people believe, including Howard Dean, who's looking at this, that the party demands a full-time chair.
Well, the most important criteria for a DNC chair is going to be vision. Do you have the vision to help empower and channel the energy at the grassroots level? This is not about one person. This is about millions of people all working together to protect and advance the interests of working Americans. That's what it's really about. Vision and the ability to mobilize and inspire people at the grassroots. That's what the most important criteria is going to be for any DNC chair. And so, look, I've been talking to people all over the country, city council members, grassroots leaders, party leaders, members in Congress. And you know what? The truth is, I'll have something to say real soon.
Okay, we will be listening. Congressman, thanks very much for your time this morning.
Thank you.